Good afternoon. This is Florida Plant Mama coming to you from Zone 9B, Central Florida. Today I've got a fall update for you, catch you up on some of the projects that we started together. I've got a bunch of new things going on. These are the seedlings that I started indoors. Most of them have started August 16th, 18th. I'm leaving them here so they can harden off and I can plant them. I did a lot of planting this morning. I got some beets in the ground, some Tokyo Becana in the ground. We got some bunching onions and Swiss chard, yarrow. We got some purple lady bok choy, tatsoi, jimisai. Yeah, we got those seeds in, and just a whole lot of fall planting. Fall is definitely my favorite planting season. The weather has eased up a bit, so things are a lot more comfortable and plants are a lot happier. As you can see here, this little, remember zone 1? This little area has changed a bit. I moved all of the fruiting trees to this region right before the storm, just in case I needed to take a bin quickly. And I was going to move them back, but they decided to thrive and they look happy, so I'm leaving them alone. Down here, I'm so excited about this. These are all my dahlias. I started these from tubers. I've got to stake them up. Got just a bunch of dahlia tubers here. And again, they seem to be happy in these pots. They drain well, so I'm going to leave them there. What I just picked was my Jamaican strawberry. My husband's Jamaican. He says I lie. This is not called a Jamaican strawberry in his opinion. Makeshift seedling nurseries here. So a friend of mine was really interested in growing some, if I can find it. Oh wait, here it is. Sesame leaves. Name of it is perilla. You eat it. It's used as wraps for your Asian cooking, so I decided to go ahead and plant that and see how we do, because I tasted it at her house and it was great. Got some Napa seedlings, some pepper seedlings. Look at my Black Eye Susan seasonings. Ha! Remember this? Yes, these are my quenepas. We sowed the seed together, and I think 3 out of the 6, oh no, 4 out of the 6 have sprouted. So just got those in the nursery. There, we got some feverfew, and we got some chamomile going. I planted cilantro, but it hasn't come up yet. More perilla over there. I have a surprise for you guys. Remember the bed that we made, my husband and I kind of expanded to, and I decided to kind of let all volunteer plants grow in there. It was supposed to be my little expanded flower bed. Bam, look at that. So I got a Florida peach tree planted in there. The rest of the little plant nursery, if you didn't know. But coming around, look at this. I'm so excited about this. Look how much everything has grown in here. And then I've got another fabulous surprise. This was my Labor Day gift to myself. Look at that. It is a brand new Vego garden bed. The crowd cheers. Look at that. That thing is 9 feet by 2.5 feet by 32 inches tall. I am so excited about this. I now have more space to plant. Got it all filled up. Got a bunch of seedlings started. You can see there some Napa growing. Put some seeds in today, the ones that I mentioned earlier. I've got the hoops there. I'm going to put netting over it so it's protected since it's not enclosed in the fence. We'll put the netting to protect it from the rodents and from the deer. I went with Vego because, well, it was between Vego and Vego. I decided on Vego because I really like their packaging a lot better. And I enjoyed the fact that the bed was tall. I need something that I can kind of walk up to. I don't want to be bending, and I don't want it close to the ground in this area. Kind of just wanted a nice, easy planting area. And I like the thickness of this protective, I don't know what this thing is called, thread, I don't know, to protect you from the metal edging. I just like that. It was very easy to put together. My husband and I did it in a matter of an hour, and I think it fits this place quite nicely. It came with solar lights, which are cool at night, and this cool storage bin. I haven't put anything in it yet, but I like the fact that I could if I wanted to. So that is the surprise. Those are my carrots. Gotta cover them to keep them moist. And I had to put a little bit of diatomaceous earth down because I had some crawlies in this bed that I want to get rid of, or bugs, the bugs that I don't like. Okay. And as we keep going around, you can see how much this bed has expanded. So things are looking pretty lush here in September. This Turk's cap is going crazy. I gotta trim her down so she's not so leggy. And the hibiscuses, or rather mulberries, the new mulberries that I planted have gained some height. Everything is looking so nice out here. I'm excited for the fall. So, just a quick look at what I've been up to. It's been probably about a month since my last video. And I'm just getting things ready to plant for the fall. Got some babies there, just wait until they get a little bit bigger so I can put them in the dirt. I did a lot of seedling planting today. Now, I'm also excited about this. This is my spaghetti squash. I've got 2 spaghetti squash that I am babying. Yes, people, I am babying these spaghetti squash because I have not been successful at growing them, because each time I try, they get to a certain height development and the bugs eat them. So I'm doing this tool just like I'm going to do on the Vego bed, just to protect them. And so far, people, you know, look, we got flowers about to start. Now I'm going to have to uncover them once the flowers start coming out. Either that, or I'm going to have to hand pollinate. Just to keep them safe, I may go ahead and just hand pollinate. Now here, this bed is doing very nicely too. This is the herb bed. Very nice. Got carrots growing in the left corner there. Turnips, kohlrabi, dill, beets. Carrots are supposed to go in this section, but as you can see, there's diatomaceous earth. I put that down because ants are deciding to move in. So I got an ant pile there. I got an ant pile over there that I need to take care of as well, right there. Sisu has been flourishing. I just planted some stuff in that little empty patch of dirt there. And look at my calendula. The table there. Calendula has sprouted. Barbados cherry tree looks great. Yeah. So, just a quick look of what's new in the garden. Oh, and look at this. Remember this volunteer zinnia? That thing is still going strong. I cannot believe it. Now, if I had wanted it to grow there, I guarantee you it would have challenged me. All right, that's all I got for you today. Here I have the potted fruit trees that I moved to this area just before Hurricane Idalia struck, which was more like a tropical storm. But like I told you before, I left them here to make for easy movement into the garage or onto that back patio if and when the weather starts to dip. So they are doing very well. We've been raining here pretty much every day in Florida, so I haven't had to do much by way of watering things by hand. Over here, remember I had a bunch of little seed starts. I've planted most of them out. There's just a couple things left. And here I did some sowing of Galilee spinach and Bloomsdale spinach. Now I did this on September 26th. It's still been a little bit too warm, and growing spinach in Florida is very tricky because they need cooler temperatures to germinate, and it's still been pretty hot. So as you can see, my germination rate is close to nil. We should have had some things popping up by now, and we've only got maybe a couple sprouts. So I'll likely have to re-sow those spinach seeds. Spinach is my nemesis, spinach and beets. So I've moved a lot of my hot peppers out to this portion of the patio. Pepper season will be dwindling soon, but I figured I could keep a closer eye on these because they've developed a little bit of powdery mildew, and we had some white fly situations going on. Look guys, this is my spaghetti squash. I told you I could never really get spaghetti squash to actually fruiting level because the insect pressure was so real that my plants would be killed before they gave me any fruit. Look at what I have here. This is a female flower amongst a bunch of males. So keep your fingers crossed. I've got 2 plants. I gotta water them. They're looking a little, these I have to water because they're kind of droopy midday here. And I am definitely babying these 2 spaghetti squash plants. Try not to baby any of my plants, but sometimes you just got your time and effort vested and you just can't help it. So, and then over here, remember I started that perilla sesame seed leaf plant for my good friend. Look at how well those are doing. I planted them in the bags here and here, and then I planted more in this bed here and right over there, and they are doing nicely. I decided to get these little things here, these tomato cages, for the new peppers that I am going to transplant in them, the fall peppers. I got some Cubanelle peppers and some California Wonder peppers that, yes, I purchased from a nursery. They were on sale and I couldn't resist, and I've been having such a hard time getting my own sprouted peppers to grow beyond this point. So we got some habanado peppers there that I started from seed, and from here. It's just that the temperatures have been so weird, so hot, and then, you know, the rain, that it's just been so difficult with the pest pressure to get things going to a level that I can get them planted and they can really, really thrive. So I sowed this. That's a Napa cabbage. Right there, that's a Napa. I got some horehound. I got some burdock. Those are my medicinals. In here, I planted some more onion seeds there. I'm waiting for them to sprout. We got onion seeds that sprouted a little bit right here. So, you know, a little bit more sweet Annie right here. I planted some out in the garden already. They seem to be doing well. But you can see I got tomato plants that I started from seed. And the growth on them is just slow. And you're supposed to have patience when being a gardener. But patience is just not my best virtue. Look at this. This is a cabbage, red cabbage. I've been trying my best to grow the red cabbage because I don't want to have to buy the starts. But again, they're taking so long. I can't stand it anymore. More cabbage here. Look how long this thing is taking to grow. So, I don't know. Sowing more things down there. So this is my new nursery area. My husband was so kind to help me grow up, since my space is so limited and he doesn't want the stuff on the patio, that he found this little shelf unit here for me, and it's working well in this nursery space. Now, I'm gonna update my Vego bed and show you that I've got a little failure going on here. So you saw how nice this Vego bed looked when it was filled. And yes, it sank a little bit, so I refilled it with compost and it was up at a higher level, and guess what it did? I got a sinkhole. People. This is owing to my own impatience. It's fall. I want to get things planted. I didn't have time for everything to settle. I just wanted to plant. So I went ahead and filled this with the compost, and I sowed some seed, and I planted some cabbage starts because I couldn't wait for my own seedlings to get to a decent point. But I made two mistakes here, people. I didn't allow the soil to settle as much as it should have. That's number one. Number two is that I put down the compost, a pretty thick layer by standards, and I didn't really mix it into any like regular soil. So these plants are kind of planted directly into compost, which is not necessarily a problem until it is, because these, for example, Tokyo Becana, were doing fabulously until I transplanted them into this compost. And unfortunately, this compost seems to be a lot more wood chip than it is nutrient dense material. I did purchase this compost, and it was the cheaper brand, because anyone who knows me will tell you I'm kind of frugal. So you get what you pay for, right? So my little seedlings here are struggling a bit. And despite covering this Vego bed, look at this. My cabbages are getting destroyed by stinking cabbage worms. So I gotta be doing a better job at coming in and picking off the cabbage worms that get trapped underneath the cover for them. And I'm covering this bed to prevent the bug pressure and the deer pressure, because this area is not in the enclosed space. So now what I've got to do, which is extra labor on my hand for my impatience, is I'm going to actually remove the seedlings that I have growing in here. I am going to put another layer of soil in here, mix that compost in with it, let it settle, and then replant the seedlings. So let that be a lesson to you, Peggy, to be more patient as a gardener. You can't be a gardener and be impatient, to prevent these silly little sinkholes. Oh, and final update. Remember the quenepas that I sowed the seeds for? Well, I've got a fabulous update on those quenepas. Here they are. Look at that. So I am so excited about this. Look at that. I've got a couple more, but I left those in the pots. But look at that. All right, I'm just gonna keep my fingers crossed that they'll keep growing nicely. And I just gotta watch the temperatures, watch the watering on this patio area. Wish me luck. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.